Hi, and welcome to Mess to Mastery, a space where we explore the journey from chaos to clarity. I'm Veena, and I'm thrilled to have you on this path, on this journey of self discovery and growth. This channel is dedicated to helping you unlock your true potential, overcome obstacles, and craft the life that you have always envisioned for yourself. Together, let's turn every challenge into an opportunity for mastery. Let's dive in. The topic to deep dive today is self acknowledgement, acknowledging oneself. I've come across a number of people who believe that acknowledging oneself is a big no no, it's against their values because it is as if they are stoking their ego and they shouldn't feel that superior. But self acknowledgement has nothing to do with how superior you feel. It is more about acknowledging how far you have come. And because of these beliefs, these values that they've been holding on for a long time, they do not acknowledge themselves as much as they should. Now, these are some beliefs that hold us back from recognizing how far we have come. Now, self acknowledgement is not just important to build your self worth and be compassionate towards yourself, develop self compassion, but it is also important for us to be authentic in our interactions with others. When we do not acknowledge ourselves and we acknowledge others, so some people don't acknowledge themselves enough, but acknowledge others more liberally, it might be difficult to accept this, or some people may not have realized it. I realized it from my own experience. When we say things, when we acknowledge others without acknowledging ourselves, it is a more transactional interaction. And what then happens is there's deep down this expectation that, oh, I am so generous with my praise and acknowledgement, and I notice things and I say things, and people don't do that to me. Right? That can cause a downward spiral. Now, acknowledgement starts with you. Only you know how far you have come, right? Where you started and where you are and where you still need to go. And if you have to keep going, you need to first acknowledge yourself for coming that distance. Acknowledgement is an act of self love. I come across many people who are struggling to top up their own bucket of love and end up going around asking people to fill it in. And unfortunately, people tend to fill it in with what they have, right? You need to take control. You need to lead filling your own bucket. You have to acknowledge yourself on a regular basis. This is not about looking at yourself as someone really big and better than others, but this is about looking at the little things that you are doing and where you're getting better. And let me tell you, when you start acknowledging yourself for things that you have done in the past and you're doing now, you will be more open to looking at areas that you have to get better at. Because there's a soft landing inside you. You are not as self-critical because you're developing that self-compassion. So when I notice that I need to get better at, handling people in a certain way under certain circumstances, it makes me look at it objectively rather than, oh my God, I'm so rubbish at that. I'm terrible at that. And I'm so terrible at all these other things. Right? Instead of building that negative self-image, when you regularly self-acknowledge, it also allows you to look at areas of improvement in new light. And overall, it helps you grow. And this is really important to not stagnate, right? When you stagnate, that is, there's no growth, when growth is stunted, that is not a good place to be. And I know many of us have been there. So in order for you to master self-love, one of the skills that you need to master. And in fact, I would go as far as saying someone that you need to be is one that acknowledges themselves, one that is looking for reasons to say, yeah, you did well, right? I did well in this. This video I've recorded well. And I might find areas to improve, but isn't it better than not recording at all? So that is a significant step. So every little step, let us acknowledge ourselves and keep building on that. I want to remind you again, this is not about feeling that we are superior to others. And this is not about stopping acknowledging others, instead being more genuine about our acknowledgement of others. And it doesn't have to be like, if I acknowledge him or her, then I need to have something to acknowledge myself. It doesn't work that way. So in order to get better at self-acknowledgement, here's a suggestion. At the end of the day, you can either write down, it's quite powerful when you sit and journal. You can write down or at least think of what you would like to acknowledge yourself for in that day. And over time, what you'll notice is you have had so many things to acknowledge yourself for. That slowly builds your self-image in a more positive light, and your self-worth starts coming up to a healthy level. So this practice of regularly self-acknowledging is extremely powerful for people that struggle with low self-worth, don't value themselves as much, and see themselves in low light. And for those who have a healthy self-worth, in order for you to be more resilient, I would highly recommend the practice of self-acknowledgement. I hope you found this useful. Give me feedback. What comes to you? What insights you have? And make a start writing down the acknowledgements. Feel free to use the groups that I'm running, the professional women's group as well as limitless living group. I look forward to seeing all the reasons for you acknowledging yourselves. Thank you and much love. Bye-bye.